Hello, this is Caroline with Soul Readings. Welcome. Today is the second day of live streaming soul readings with my guides and helpers, Archangels Michael, Gabriel, Uriel, Rafael, and Metatron. So it's weird, right? Doing this and no one's here. And I was just thinking, oh, there's something in me that really wants to help. I want to help. And Spirit keeps saying, what if this is not really about helping other people, but helping yourself? So like I set this up for 8 o'clock at night, which is like late for me. But I thought I want to help because maybe other people in other places wouldn't be able to come earlier. So it would be nice for them if I set it up later. And Spirit is like, well, what about you? You're tired now, and no one's here. So, what if this is just about you? Spirit keeps saying. And I think when Spirit says things like that, it's something that's not like egotistical. It's not like, oh, it's not coming from a place of ego, but really like to care for others, we have to care for ourselves. To care for others, we have to know our limits and our boundaries. To care for others, we have to be nurtured and nourished and rested enough so that we have surplus, so that we can give to others. So I've been thinking about that. And I've also been thinking like in life, things very rarely turn out the way that you planned. Hi, you're there. Someone showed up. That's pretty exciting. And I think that's part of the journey. And I think that's part of like what this live streaming is for me. It's about things that are unknown and unpredictable. It's the surprise. And Spirit keeps saying, stop planning so much, invite the surprise. And so that's part of what this is for me, is like not knowing what will happen, kind of just showing up just to see what will happen. I guess being, in a way, it's like waiting. I think it's like it reminds me of those virgins in the Bible who were just waiting for the bridegroom, and they were waiting. But waiting is an active thing. I think that's what we forget, that waiting is not passive. Waiting is something that's active. Waiting is something that there's a kind of vigilance to waiting. And that's part of the discipline. Waiting has a sort of discipline about it that is active. And I think that's something that's really important for at least me to learn, maybe other people too. Um, do you have anything guessed that you want to add or say or remark on or ask questions about? It's just the two of us. I'm waiting to see. I'm going to write. Um, do you have comments or questions for the guides? We'll see how brave they are. It requires braveness, I think. I feel like it requires braveness for me and maybe for others too. Yeah. So I think the kind of also another take home message is that life is a lot about just showing up for whatever happens. Like that's part of the surprise, right? That we don't know what's going to happen. And so we have to find something in us that will be like open to just following through, and to receive the surprise, whatever it is, to allow ourselves to be surprised instead of disappointed or feeling some kind of dejection or something like that. Oh, the surprise. That's the good part. That's the good part. There's so many things to learn. um and yeah, so we're all learning, and because this is so the other person that's on is also feeling like we don't know what to do. So so this soul reading is designed as a time where I've invited my guides in: Archangel Michael, Uriel, Gabriel, Rafael, and Metatron. And for people to be able to um if they have a difficult life situation, or if they feel stuck about things, or if something's happening that they don't understand, or if they like see a pattern in their life, then that's something that people could comment on. And then those things for me are part of the soul's journey, and part of like what gets frustrating and confusing is that we don't really understand what the soul is working on. And so that's what I was thinking this live streaming would be like potentially helpful, because we could just say to the guides like, well, what is going on, like what is the lesson that the soul is working on. And they would just be like, hey, it's this or that or the other thing. And then that sometimes that I think helps us if we just understand. And then the other piece is like a soul healing, so then the guides can step in and say, are you done with this lesson? Do you want to finish it up so you can go on to something else that could be a little bit more fun? And so there's it's I guess you could say it's kind of like a two-pronged approach, where there's like the guys can offer soul soul answers and then soul healing. So I would say that's kind of like my way of thinking about what I was anticipating this live streaming being about. But who knows what it'll actually do. Does that make sense? I'm hope oh yeah. Okay. Okay. So this person is wondering if there's a way to know why the soul feels rather heavy and empty, and how to replace that with fullness and love and joy. So so I in my way of thinking about it, it's best to be as specific as possible. So to look towards that individual rather than to the kind of generic soul condition, but maybe the generic soul condition will come up because certainly we all feel that at times, and many times we do. So I'm going to ask Michael. Michael, is why does the soul feel rather heavy and empty? Why does the soul feel rather heavy and empty? So 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 he's saying it's because your body is not here, it's somewhere else. Where is it? So so the sense is that the your body's not here because it's like too much loss, like there's like it can't stand the loss. And that's interesting, right? Because heaviness is like a very physical feeling, but yet the body doesn't seem to be like integrated. So it's like there's something about the body that wants to follow the people that you love, that feels like I don't want separation from the people I love. I don't like that feeling of being separated. I love being with them. I want to be them with them. That heaviness is coming from that sense of separation. And I don't know how to feel connected without the physical connection, without physically being present together. And I want that. You want that. Your soul pines for that. So the soul's real question is, how can I feel connected even if there's not a physical presence for me to connect to? How can that happen? So asking Michael, how can that happen? Okay. So 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 Michael is saying that one of the ways that is helpful for us to connect with people who are not present, people that we love and we feel really connected to when we're present with them physically, but we also feel really sad when we're separated from them, is to go into the fifth chakra, the throat chakra. In the throat chakra, that's where there's a connection between the individual, I as the individual, with you as part of the whole. When we're in the fifth chakra, there is we're out of like the physical realm, we're in the energy realm. And so that's the chakra that comes right after the heart chakra, where we're meeting someone one to one. And so when we take that to the next level, it's like we're moving that physical one-to-one relationship into the energy field so that we can stay connected in the energy field when we're in the throat chakra. When we're in the throat chakra, we can stay connected to that person in the energy field because they're not they're not like quite an individual. They're part of the energy soul, but we can connect to them still, you know, that we're used to because they're in the energy, because we're both in the energy field. And so come into your throat chakra, feel your throat chakra, and call that person or that situation into that area, also into that throat chakra. Call them in there. So so sometimes it can feel kind of dangerous to move into the throat chakra, into that kind of a relationship, because sometimes what it feels like is almost like it's too glaring, like other people can see, or it's not private enough. It's not. So the throat chakra is not a private chakra at all. The throat chakra is not a private chakra at all. And so it really is moving the relationship almost like it's kind of like into the public sphere, but it's into the public energetic sphere. It's the sphere that we all share. And so it does require, in a way, a degree of vulnerability, a degree of like showing up for ourselves and saying, I am honoring this need that I have to feel connected when someone is not here, even if it means that I am seen by others in the energy field. I am willing to be that vulnerable because I want to feel this connection so much. I want the fullness. I don't want to feel the heaviness and the loss. I don't want the distance anymore. I want to feel connected. I want to feel full. I want to know that even though we're physically distanced, that energetically we're connected. We are connected. And I'm willing to be vulnerable in the public energetic sphere in order for that to happen. Yeah, releasing that fear, releasing that sense of trepidation, like, do I even know how to do this? Like, yes, you know how to do this. You were born to do this. You were born to do this. That is the function of that chakra. The function of that chakra is to help us connect when we're physically separated. And so you're designed for this. You can do this. You don't have to second guess yourself. Yeah, you can do this. You know how. So call that person into that throat chakra and invite them there, and meet them there. Feel yourself meeting them there. And so part of this work is also like sense of vulnerability and also the possibility of like a fear of rejection. Because what if they don't meet? What if they don't show up? What if I like them more than they like me? Like how does that feels scary. And so in inviting that person, like in a way it's an experiment, is showing up for ourselves and just saying like, independent, you know what? My love is this big. It's okay, man. I don't care. This is the greatness of my love for you. This is the bigness of my love. Maybe you're going to see it. Maybe you're going to reciprocate it. And maybe you can't. And you know what? That does not change the bigness of my love. The bigness of my love persists in the fifth chakra, independent of whether you choose to join me there or not. And it's not dangerous. It is not dangerous to have that big love for someone. It is safe and it is holy. It is a holy, holy love. It is a righteous love, man. It is a righteous love in the fifth chakra. Yes, and you are big enough. You can stretch. Feel yourself stretching into the bigness, the greatness, the enormity of that love. That love does not need to consume you. You can stretch. You can stretch your being so that it's the right size. You have such a big and loving heart, and your being is large enough for that love. And it stretches and stretches and stretches to hold that love. You're not going to burst. It's not going to break you. It doesn't have to hurt as you stretch. It becomes just the right size for the enormity of that love. And so feel into that fifth chakra, that enormity of that love, showing up really for that love, that bigness of that love you have, that tremendous, tremendous, multifaceted heart that you have, inviting that person to join you. And they will. And they will. I think they're getting your signal. Yeah. And joining together on that fifth chakra plane, that energy plane, does not mean that we can't connect physically again. So that's a fear that we sometimes have. Like, what if I get all of this like really amazing sense when we join together energetically, but I also want the physical component. I also want to see the people I love and spend time with them and do fun things together. So it's not like you don't have to choose. You can have them both. So, and you can have them both. Basically, that's the take home message. You can have them both. Yeah, you can have them both. You are big enough. Your heart is big enough. And in fact, when we have that blossoming, that expansion of the heart and of the field, it really creates more possibility for showing up for each other physically and enjoying spending time together in a physical domain also. Yeah. 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 Is there anything else here? Yeah. And feel that like really that fullness, like you said, being replaced with love and joy, just a welling up, just surfeit, right? Because we don't have to choose. There's just this bigness, this enormity of who you are and your love, and it's contagious. Who can resist it? No one can resist that love. Yeah, you're awesome. You're awesome. You're awesome. Yeah. Thanks for joining. I really appreciate that. Thanks so much. Thank you. Yeah. That's a good, like we started talking about like in the beginning, like there's generalities in the specifics and specifics in the general. And so I think today one of the things is that this is a lesson for all of us. that we don't have to be afraid of the bigness of our love. We can go for it. We can go for it. We can connect. Yeah. Yeah, we can connect and invite others to show up too. Thank you for joining me today. Thank you so much. I really appreciate it. Thank you. Have a nice evening. Bye.